unofficial reason why you haven't been the first film crew lately. She recorded the first draft of this in slow-mo. Take 2. Hello and welcome back. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's review of Machine Journey by Richard Doyle. And a huge thank you to Isabel Kenyon for thinking of me for this blog tour. So, Machine Journey is unlike a lot of other collections I read, and I feel like I've been saying that a lot recently, but this one kind of takes the cake because not only is it a poetry collection, but it also has elements of flash fiction. Now, beyond the very occasional magazine flash fiction excerpt, because I'm not much of a magazine reader, I really haven't read a whole lot of flash fiction. And truthfully, sometimes it was hard to tell when a passage was flash fiction versus how many of the kind of longer, more prose-like entries were just poems in blank verse. And I think I've been a little bit more aware of the style of poem, because there are definitely some poems that are very poemy with the lines, the stanzas, the short pithiness, the lesser punctuation, that sort of thing. And then there are some that are just kind of paragraphs or kind of lists, and it just has a different feel. Anyway, I think I've been really kind of attuned to the style because of just reading some more poetries in verse, or I'm sorry, novels in verse. And I don't think that Machine Journey is quite a novel in verse, just because, and I could be wrong, but I didn't really get the vibe that it was like one set of characters or a character going through a thing and then having resolution or not. It felt very eclectic, but in a really pleasant, fun, whimsical way. It actually kind of felt like the Twilight Zone a little bit, where it's just a little bit unsettling, but it's just relatable and normal enough that it doesn't seem that far-fetched. So it was just really fun. It was really different. I really liked in the first poem how Doyle took that well-known Robert Frost poem about the end of the world and if it's going to die in fire versus ice, and how he intermingled it with his own work. I thought that was really cool. But I also liked how at the end of other poems or other little sections, how he would give a 2-sentence if that blurb saying how the people referenced in this poem or whatever had to do with this historical event, or vice versa, like this historical event was significant because of reasons X, Y, and Z. But again, it was like all very, very short. So it just gave it this really fun, unique, entertaining, but slightly informative, and at the same time very speculative feeling to the work. Because it is just around 30 pages, it does make her a very quick read, so I do think that on a first kind of read through you could miss some of that nuance. And you know, it's kind of that thing with poetry where everybody interprets it differently. So if you do want to just kind of do a quickly read through just because you're looking for something entertaining, I think this could work for you. I think on the other hand too, if you're someone who really likes sci-fi and you want something that seems like honestly a pretty reasonable throwback or tribute to classic sci-fi stories and whatnot, I think this is also something that might work for you too. In all, even though it's not my usual read, I still found it very enjoyable, and I think that you have the real possibility of liking it as well. So that's all I have for Machine Journey by Richard Doyle. Thank you again to Isabel Kenyon for reaching out to me about this blog tour. Next week, I'm going to be reviewing The Heart of It All by Justin Porter. This was a review that originally appeared in the Left Hand Valley Courier probably about 2-ish weeks ago, but I'm very excited to share my thoughts on it with you next time. So, in the meantime, happy reading and thanks.